project I've been working on this year is looking at just this business to business and kind of mobile adoption for the workforce. That you're able to create tools that are kind of better than anyone else. But when you look on the other side, the companies that you're working with, kind of capital doesn't seem to be a concern.
Mm-hmm.
And so when you're thinking of where these solutions are coming from, and they're coming more and more, it feels like from smaller kind of niche players. When you look at these larger companies, what are they doing well to kind of interface with kind of smaller, more specific software providers?
Really interesting things are happening in enterprise software, and especially mobile enterprise software, or just mobile professional software. Most of that is coming from small companies, and most of it, to me, fits in with the sort of consumerization of IT. So, you know, my company uses Dropbox for all of our file sharing, for example. But that happened essentially as an accident because I had a Dropbox account and a bunch of other folks on the team had Dropbox accounts, and we started using that as our way of sharing files. And that sort of obviated the need to, you know, deploy a file server, and we actually got rid of our file server. When you think about how do these things go from being really niche point solutions to something that can be more of kind of an enterprise platform, it's not clear to me whether the traditional big software companies, enterprise software companies, can do that, or whether this is just completely disruptive and it's these, what used to be small companies are now large companies. So I'm not sure that I see big companies doing a lot of things that are really great. I do see some risk. I worry that the iOS model that Apple pioneered, where the whole operating system is locked down, makes it difficult for new platforms to be really woven into a workflow the way, say, an equivalent software package on a Mac would. Because the Mac is more of an open system that something like Dropbox can be seamlessly plugged into. I worry that these barriers that the companies that are throwing up are going to stifle innovation. And it's just going to be frustrating to everybody. Probably one of the most surprising applications of something really simple in workflow is just the way we handle whiteboards at EnergyHub now. Because basically, if you have a meeting and something interesting is on the whiteboard, if you have an Android phone, you take a picture of the whiteboard and it's just immediately in your Google Plus account. It gets automatically uploaded into the cloud in the background. And then it's very easy to add that to our company Google Drive. At the moment, that's literally the only thing I can think of for a small, sort of nimble company like us, where a big company is doing something really powerful for us.
In terms of what you're seeing in the connected home, what's something you've seen in the last 6 months that you think's particularly compelling or interesting, or that you're excited about, whether it's at EnergyHub or beyond that?
The work that we've been doing with our thermostat manufacturer partners, and the work that Nest has been doing around just making it easier to manage the heating and cooling of your house. The value proposition for the customer is just so good. You can save 10-20% on your energy bill, and you get something that is really cool and convenient and provides you with this additional level of flexibility in your life. The other thing is around video. It is so easy to get a video solution from a drop cam or from a home security company like Alarm.com and have that up and running in a few minutes to then, if you want to watch over your baby at night or have something to just, you know, look at the front door or whatever it is. It's so easy to do that, so I'd have to highlight those. Some of it is just a little bit more direct in the sense that you don't have to crunch the numbers on when I usually use my computer or iPhone in my house. You can just see, is there a motion sensor saying that I'm at home and walking around? I don't think we know yet how that can be abused, but clearly there's a burden on the companies that provide the service to make sure that security, privacy, and all the right frameworks are there. I think in general, video and audio are of a far more concern than the sort of more mundane pieces of data, like what temperature is it in my house, or any number of things like that.
As you look forward with the connected home and the things you're doing, what do you see as the major obstacles?
I think probably the biggest obstacle to consumer adoption is customers understanding what offerings exist and how they benefit and how they work. Some of these things are pretty easy to imagine, like, okay, I can put a camera, like I can put a drop cam in my house, and now I have a video feed and I have a DVR of the video footage from my house. I don't think people necessarily know why I would want that yet. There's a cool factor associated with that for for the early adopters, it's not clear to me what the sort of average, what the average person is going to do with that. I think if you look at a device like a smart thermostat or anything else related to energy, the general use case of I can make my house more efficient is pretty straightforward, but there are so many additional pieces from energy that get complicated associated with, does your utility company want to provide you with an incentive to use less energy? And wait, I'm a customer and I thought they wanted to sell me a lot of power. Why do they want to sell me less power?
So speaking of kind of the life and the way you envision it, if you look 5-10 years from now, how are you thinking about what the connected home could look like and what that experience could be?
Yeah. I think it's hard to say what it will look like. I think that in 5 to 10 years, virtually everyone will have some form of smart thermostat in their house if they have central heating or air conditioning. The value from an efficiency standpoint, from a convenience standpoint, is just so high, and the barriers to getting it into your home are so low that I think everyone will have that. Home security is an interesting business because it's been somewhat stable as a 20 to 25 million home market, and right now it's going through a period of transformation where the sort of legacy systems are being replaced with two-way, much more interactive, powerful systems. It's not clear yet whether once that transformation happens, whether the pie gets bigger or whether that pie just gets eaten up. Beyond that, it's really hard to know. Right now, it's not really clear to me why I would want my toaster to be on the internet. There are a couple of reasons associated with a refrigerator why you might want to have a smart fridge, but it's not clear to me that any of those are powerful enough to drive a buying cycle for consumers. And so I think it's really hard to predict beyond home security and smart thermostats what's going to emerge.
Seth, on behalf of the Center for Digital Strategies here at Tuck, I wanted to thank you for coming and sharing all of your thoughts and insights. This has been Jeff Wannop with the Center for Digital Strategies here at the Tuck School of Business at Dartmouth.